So now we will be moving forward to how we will be solving the problem, minimum number of platforms. Now let me do one thing. There are two ways to solve the problem. One is you take this interval, which is starting from 9 and it is going to depart at 10 o'clock. Sorry, 9:10, and then you compare this with every arrival. Okay, but if you compare, if that means you are basically looping through the arrivals as well, the departures. So what happens over here is that your time complexity becomes O of n square, which is more, right? A second way is that what you can do, first sort your arrays in the ascending order, okay, so that it's simpler for you to compare, and then just do one loop iteration. I'll show you, I'll explain you how, don't worry. But sorting takes n log of n, and this takes O of n. That means the total is O of n plus O of n log n. That means only O of n log n, you can just ignore the constant. So now, after we've understood we need to use this approach, let's go to the second approach. And why do we need to use it? Because obviously the time complexity, the time taken for the second approach will be lesser than the time taken for the first approach. So let's go to the second approach solution. Now, what do I do is that I have, I'll keep two variables ready. One is basically the maximum platforms, that is your result. So currently I'll keep one because at least one platform will be there, and one will be, we have maybe platforms required. That is one. Platforms needed meaning, do you need a platform? No. So now another thing, what do we do is that we will basically, what do we do is that we will basically sort it. So if you see, already arrival has been sorted. We just have to sort the uh, departure. So 11:20 comes here. I'll just sort it off. 11:30 comes here, and 12 comes here. Now this is in a sorted order. Okay. Now what do we do is that, let me just rewrite this properly so that, yeah. Now what do we do is that we take two indexes. One is I and one is j. I is your arrival and j is your departure. So let's take two variables. Now j will be your departure and I will be your arrival. So arrival I'm keeping to the point 1 because already we don't have anything to compare. So we are actually going to compare the next arrival of the train and the departure of the previous train. Okay, so that based on these two values we can identify whether we need any platform or we do not need any platform. Now suppose if uh, the arrival time of another XYZ train is later on, that means it is greater than your departure time. That means you do not need the platform because it is not overriding, right? But if your arrival time, that means your other train, comes before the departure time of the previous old train, then definitely you will need a platform. So now what do we do is that we go through it. So let's go. So 9:40 to 9:10. 9:40 arrival of another train is later on, right? So that means you don't need any platform. Let me keep it as 0. Then we will simultaneously check what is the maximum between 0 and 1. 1. So let's keep 1. Now, the moment we check that we don't require any platform, we will basically increment it. So we will basically increment the j. Now we will compare the I with the j. So now there is a train that is going to go, that is going to leave at 11:20, but there is a train that has already come before that. That means uh, when this that train has will already come before, that means a platform, we don't have a platform, right? We need a platform. When we require a platform, we will raise the platform count to 1, and then we will increment I to the next index. Then what is the difference between 1 and 1 is 1. Now we compare 9:50 to 11:20. Again, again this train has arrived before 11:20. That means we obviously, and we know that one platform is already accommodated, and this is going to be leaving at 11:20. So what do we do is that, how do we accommodate this train now? So we will need one more platform. So what is the maximum between 1 and 2? It is 2. Okay. So now again we will iterate to the next one. Now the train arrives at 11 o'clock. Again the train arrives at 11 o'clock. That means it is lesser than 11:20. That is means it is coming before 11:20. If it is coming before 11:20, that means there is already a platform occupied, right? That is why we will need another platform. So our total count is 3. What is the maximum between 2 and 3? 3. Okay, so now we go to the next index, I. Now we will check, okay, 3 o'clock. That means 15 is very, very, it is, it is greater than 11:20, right? That means it is going to come later on. And this train will go, correct? So do I need any platform? No. When I don't need any platform, what do I do? I, sorry, I think there are a lot of threes over here. So now it is 3, right? So what do? I will decrease 1 and make it to 2, because now I don't need any platform, right? And what is the maximum between 2 and 3? 3. Now, instead of moving the I will be moving to the j. Now I will check whether 15, like 3 o'clock is greater than 11:30, like it is coming after 11:30, yes. So they are not colliding, right? They are not intercepting with each other because it is greater than 11:30. So do I need any platform? No. I won't need any platform, so I will be decreasing the number of the platforms needed. Now you take the maximum of 1 and 3, again you get 3. Okay? So when you don't need any platform, you will increment your j. Now you will check whether 3 is past 12. Yes. Again, there is no overriding, because if any train is arriving before 12 o'clock, then we will consider it. But if it is arriving after 12 o'clock, that means there will be one platform vacant. That means we don't need any platform only. So when we don't need any platform, we put it as 0. What is the maximum of 0 and 3? 3. Again, you come over here, j. Now, you check whether this is you know within, like if it is greater than or it is within. Yes, it is within, right? That means there is a train that is arriving at 3 o'clock, and there is a train that is going to depart at 7 o'clock. Okay, so therefore you need a, so what do? You need a, now this is 0, right? So you need a platform, so I will put it to 1. And what is the maximum between 1 and 3? 3. Now I will be looping my, increasing my ith index. Now I will check. Okay, there is already a train that is there, but there is a train that comes at 6 o'clock. Do I need a platform? I need a platform. That means my 1 will become, will be incremented to 2 platforms now. Okay. And what is the maximum of 2 and 3? again 3. So now I will get out of the arrival loop. I don't find anything. Correct? I don't find anything. So I stop the loop because now I have got the maximum as 3, and this is my answer. So when any of your loop stops, right, that is the end. That is when you will understand that these are the minimum number of platforms required. Okay, so the minimum number of platforms required are 3. So how do we solve this question? Let me quickly go to the let me quickly go to how we have solved this question. So we have taken a simple example of arrival and departure. We sort it in the ascending order. Okay, this is the I have actually written the pseudo code as well, sorting the arrival in the ascending order. Then I take a needed platform and a max platform. I take the I and J. What do I do is that I check if I and J should be within the length. Okay, if it is not within the length, if it is beyond the length, then I will break the loop. Right now, I will check if the arrival is going to be greater than the departure. That means you don't need a platform. So you will decrease the number of platforms. If the arrival lies within the departure, that means you will need a platform. And then you find the max of the platform needed and the maximum platform. So this is the same thing that I have basically explained over here, and how we can solve this question. This will give us a very less time complexity because we are only iterating once. We only have one loop, and in that one loop we can check both the I and the J indexes, and we can keep a max platform to get the output over here. As I'm the moment I'm checking whether it needs a platform or it does not need a platform, I'm also counting the maximum platform. So when your arrival, the train which is coming, is greater than the previous train's departure, that means you don't need a platform. But if that upcoming train which is arriving, if it is within the departure, if it comes earlier than your departure, that means you will need a platform to accommodate that. So that's how we have calculated, and that's how we have calculated the maximum platform, and we have returned it. This is the pseudocode. I have tried it with some other combinations as well, and that's how we get the answer. So yeah, that was all about